Hi everybody. So today there's not really a theme. I'm just gonna rant about whatever I feel like it. It's been a pretty trying couple of weeks. So I'm just gonna vent a couple of things out that need to be worked on and just leave it at that. So the first thing is my neighbors. The ones over there are fine. I never hear from them. I see them sometimes, and usually they're nice enough and they'll bring back my recycling box if I come home late. And sometimes they've left my garbage pail outside my front door too, if I've been home late and haven't had a chance to pick it up. The ones over there are a completely different story. They leave me lovely little passive-aggressive notes, starting on my door, in my mailbox, and now most recently in my recycling box, and it's getting really annoying. First one I got was a week after I moved in. I had my two dogs, which she's really legitimately right behind me, and I think the other one is behind back there. And I had a puppy. Now the puppy was brand new, and she was a foster from work, and she had separation anxiety. I mean, usually puppies do because they're not used to being away from their mom and their siblings, and they're used to having all their around them. So she would scream every time I let her out. Now, in order to fix this, you kind of have to let them do it. It's kind of like the same with babies, where if they're screaming for the attention, you just gotta let them scream and tough it out. Now, it wasn't usually for that long, but eventually what ended up happening is I ended up getting a letter on my door from my neighbor saying if I don't shut my dog up, they were going to call animal control. Now, there's a hair on my nose. Now, I left them a note back stating the reason for her noisiness and what was going on, and I didn't hear anything back from it, and 2 weeks later, she was back at work full time. So, come spring, people were starting to go out into their backyards and want to eat out there, and I have two big dogs that I cannot walk all the time. So I let them out in my backyard in the morning and at night, and I'll walk them around 5 o'clock every day, depending on when I'm home. If I'm home late, obviously they don't get their walk, because when I'm late 8, 9 o'clock late. So I got a note on my door one day after work stating that I really needed to clean up the dog crap in my backyard because it really stank and it was affecting them, and they could smell it in their house every time they opened their door. Well, thing is, I go out there every night at about 9 o'clock and I pick up the poop. Mainly because we had a really, really wet spring, so I didn't need them tracking it back into the house. So, go outside, pick up the 2, 3, sometimes 4 piles of poop that were out there. And I have a scoop thing. It's and put it in a little garbage bin with the lid, and it's got one of those Febreze garbage bags in it to help keep the smell down. So, I'm sitting there going, okay, so you're complaining to me about the dog shit in my backyard, and I've been picking it up every night. So, I just kind of ignored it, threw it out, whatever. Now, we had some people coming in to redo our railings for our stairs. All the units had to have this done. And I'm sitting here, really annoyed because I have to lock both my dogs in my bedroom for my work days for about 3 days. And I get a call on day 3 from the rental agency that I rent from. And they're just like, have you been home in the past 3 days? And I said, yeah, I go to work. I work from 8 to 4, and I'm usually home around 5:30. And they said, okay, because we had some complaints that you haven't been home in 3 days because your dogs have been locked in your bedroom. I said, well, I got the note on my door saying that you guys were doing work, and so I put them in my bedroom for those 3 days. I mean, I've been home. And they were nice, and they said, okay, yeah, no, it's just the work people called us to complain. I come home, And there's a note on my door from animal control saying, you need to license your dogs. So I called them the next day and said, look, this is their licensing information. I just haven't changed the address for it yet. And that was the last I heard of that. But considering that, these people had the nerve to, one, complain to my rental agency when we were all informed and told to lock our dogs up that I hadn't been home, and two, had the nerve to call animal control on me for something that was none of their business, really ticks me off. So, anyways, that was completely, totally random. Back to the neighbors. So, I haven't heard from them in a little while. So, I'm thinking, okay, maybe they're just gonna, leave me alone now. I'm not pissing them off in any way, shape, or form. Well, earlier this month I went to pick up cat food, and I usually get, the really big bags because I have a lot of cats. And I dropped the bag outside my door, and it caught on my recycling box, and it ripped, and some of it spilled. So I was just like, whatever, there's cats around the neighborhood, I'll just let them eat it. I'm not going to bother picking it up because it was maybe this much. So I took my cat food inside and, fed my cats, did my stuff, went to bed, got up in the morning, went to work, came home, and there was another note on my door saying, are you feeding the neighborhood cats or the neighborhood skunk? With a question mark. And I was just like, what the hell? It's spilt cat food. Deal with it, move on. It's not even there anymore. And there was no smell of skunk when I went outside in the morning. So, quit your bitching. So I threw it out. I went out today with a friend. I have a couple pizza boxes in my recycling bin, which I leave out front, because when it comes to garbage day, I'll just take it out when I go to work. I come home today, and they had taken a pizza box out of my recycling bin and wrote on it telling me to pretty much put my garbage in the backyard with the rest of my crap. And I'm sitting here excuse me? Every time I come home and one of you guys is home, I have to sit there and smell the pot coming out of your house. You guys sit there with your front door wide open, and you don't even have to get that close to the house before you can smell. Now, I know what pot smells like. I used to have a roommate who smoked it a lot, and I know exactly how much it takes to smoke before you can smell it from the steps that come up to my house to the door. I know how much that takes. I had a roommate who smoked that much until I kicked him out. So I left them a lovely little note saying, next time I smell pot coming out of your house, I will be contacting the police. So, yeah, I really am not fond of too many people, including my neighbors. So, yeah, here's my rant of the day and all that fun stuff. This video is pretty long now, so I think I'm gonna, go. Please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it or were entertained by the fact that my roommates are douchebags. Not roommates, sorry. Neighbors are douchebags. I don't have roommates anymore. So yeah, like this video, give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button down below. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Normally I just post pictures of my dogs, but, they're cute. So, yeah, I hope you guys have a good day, and I'll see you later. Bye!